All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are gathered to recognize the World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. Each year in our country, over 1 million people are killed in traffic crashes around the world. And in the US, we estimate that 46,000 people were killed in vehicle crashes in 2022. Let me say that again. 46,000 people across the country were killed in vehicle crashes in 2022. Millions more suffer life-altering injuries that impact people's careers, income, and families. In the last 5 years, 68 people have died in traffic crashes on streets within the city of Madison. We are here today to remember, to honor, and to mourn those people whose lives have been lost. And I ask all of you to take a moment to remember the mothers, the fathers, the children, the siblings, and the friends represented by the display behind us. We also pay tribute to the dedicated emergency crews and the medical professionals who respond to the traumatic aftermath of road crashes. And as meaningful as it is to remember, it's not nearly enough. In addition to being a day to honor those killed and injured in roadway crashes, this is also an important day of action for Vision Zero communities. The World Day of Remembrance unites millions of people around the world who have been affected by traffic crashes. This is a chance for us, as advocates, survivors, friends and family who have lost loved ones, and anyone who is working to make our streets safe, to join forces, to amplify our work, and to elevate our support of safe mobility for all. Today is a call to action for everyone to support change. The city, along with our community partners on our Vision Zero Stakeholder Task Force, have committed to implementing our Vision Zero Action Plan in support of safe streets and mobility across the city. We ask everyone to join us in supporting the changes that we must make to have our streets be safe for everyone. The city is moving forward with setting safe speed limits, redesigning roads to prioritize safety over convenience, and filling the gaps in our sidewalk and bike network. This year, we have several projects that proactively transform streets with safe designs where we have seen previous injury crashes. These projects include Atwood Avenue near Olbrook Park and projects on West Wilson and Broome Street downtown. They have allowed for shortened pedestrian crossings, in some cases raised crossings or separated bicycle facilities, and generally street designs that reinforce the fact that these are slower speed streets where people should expect to be walking and biking in addition to driving. In 2023, we constructed over 30 Safe Streets Madison projects to address known crash issues and improve connectivity for pedestrians and bicyclists. This includes improvements like high visibility crosswalks, rapid flashing beacons, and traffic islands. And all of these are nationally proven safety countermeasures intended to improve safety for everyone. 2023 has been a little bit of an alarming year, with 15 traffic fatalities compared to our average of 12 per year over the past 5 years. However, one positive data point is that the number of fatal and serious injury crashes for pedestrians and bicyclists is down by 1/3 compared to the 5-year average. Together with the mayor's office and city staff across all agencies, including traffic engineering, public health, Madison-Dane County, fleet, the police department, just to name a few, are committed to ensuring that our streets for everyone are safe to travel whether they're walking, biking, getting on the bus, or driving. But we need everyone in the city to also make this commitment by supporting the changes to the design and operation of our streets, by driving at a safe speed when you get behind the wheel, and by never, ever driving distracted or impaired. Let's remember today the folks that we've lost while we move forward to implement Vision Zero and meet our goals. I'm very pleased today to be joined by a number of folks from our Vision Zero Stakeholder Task Force. We'll be hearing from a few of them, starting with Denise Jess, who is with the Wisconsin Council of the Blind and Visually Impaired. She's the executive director and is a member of the city's Transportation Commission. Thank you, Denise, for your service. And she brings her lived experience with blindness to guide transportation and pedestrian policymaking at the local, state, and national levels. Denise, you want to step up? The podium's right here.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am incredibly honored to be lending my voice to this World Day of Remembrance and to work collaboratively across the city with staff and residents to create safe streets for all Madisonians and visitors. In Dane County, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation reports that 35 to 40% of our residents are non-drivers. Non-drivers are people who either choose not to or cannot drive a car for a variety of reasons. Disability, folks who are older and have lived past their driving career, children, students, people who cannot afford a car, people who cannot obtain a driver's license, and those who choose not to drive. That is more than a third of our county's population. So creating safe streets for all is so incredibly, incredibly vital. When those of us who use pedestrian walkways and bike infrastructure are doing the regular activities of daily living, going to work, getting our groceries, visiting our friends, walking our dogs, any of the things that people do regularly, we are putting ourselves frankly at risk. The most dangerous thing I do every single day is cross Williamson Street to get to and from work, or cross other busy streets in our city to go about my business. I'm constantly making calculations about where is it safest to cross, where's the infrastructure going to support me best, either with a rapid flashing beacon, well-marked crosswalk, a stoplight that has an accessible pedestrian signal. I often go out of my way to make sure that I'm crossing to my best, safest advantage. I'm making decisions about what time of day do I cross. Is the sun going to hit that rapidly flashing beacon and drivers won't see that it's on? Or will they be traveling in packs and then less likely to yield for a pedestrian? All of that calculation happens multiple times a day for those of us that are using the pedestrian and bike infrastructure. Yet we continually have near misses. Some of us, however, are not fortunate enough to have those near misses and are struck, leaving folks with significant injury, life-changing injury, or even death. In the month of October, a very dear friend of mine was struck while in a crosswalk by a driver who failed to yield at the stop sign, leaving her with multiple injuries that will take many months to heal from and fully rehabilitate, and the trauma that will take far longer than that for her to work through. So together, we need to really work as a team to get this done, to create a safe city for all. We have incredible policies in this community, Vision Zero being really the top of the list, Safe and Green Streets Madison, a very dedicated staff. But we need funding that supports these programs to be robust so that the things that are on the list to make safe streets can get done in a timely manner. We need engineering to put those things into reality. Accessible pedestrian signals, road diets, protected bike lanes, safe crossings, as the mayor described. And we need our drivers to fully focus on the activity of driving. When you're behind the wheel, that's your number one job, is to pay attention to what's happening in that windshield and those side mirrors outside your vehicle, and to be ever present to what's happening in that environment. And there are simply times that we need enforcement to help us all remember the safety rules and parameters. So I truly believe that we can work as a collaborative community to create a safe place for every Madisonian and every visitor, and really fulfill the promise of Vision Zero. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Denise. Next, we'll hear from Martha Cranley, who's the State Director of AARP Wisconsin. AARP has been a strong supporter of safe streets and has provided support for our age-friendly city initiative, which helps ensure that people can have safe mobility at every age. Please welcome Martha.
Thank you. I'm sorry that we're here for such a sober purpose today. The loss of our neighbors, whether they were pedestrians, cyclists, or motorists, is a sad reminder that we must make our streets safer for everyone. This issue is of critical importance to AARP's 800,000 Wisconsin members. The typical American outlives their ability to drive by 8 to 10 years, and they need assurances that their safety will be of the utmost importance when plans are designed and developed for new or updated roadways, walkways, and bike paths. That's why, working hand in hand with city and neighborhood leaders to make Madison and other Wisconsin cities more age-friendly is one of AARP's top priorities. Just to share an example of our efforts with local communities, we recently worked with local residents in a Milwaukee neighborhood to address a serious pedestrian safety concern. Sadly, we witnessed this safety hazard firsthand. While conducting a walk audit with neighbors, we saw an older gentleman get struck by a speeding vehicle as he crossed the street. He suffered injuries that he is still recovering from today. In response, we worked with neighbors in the city to install a traffic calming circle in the middle of this dangerous intersection just a few weeks ago. It's now helping to slow down vehicles and keep both drivers and pedestrians safer. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, the rates of pedestrian deaths and vehicle crashes per 100,000 people are highest for those aged 70 and older. Because the vast majority of our nation's roadways are designed to move cars fast, far too many streets are simply unwalkable. As Denise mentioned, according to the Wisconsin DOT, 30 to 40% of Madison residents are non-drivers and must rely on biking, walking, or public transit to get around. We can't let these folks fall through the cracks. We have worked closely with the City of Madison and are proud to say that the city is a member of our age-friendly network of communities in Wisconsin. These communities are committed to becoming more livable for residents of all ages in a number of ways, including pedestrian and bicycle safety. So thank you, Mayor Rhodes Conway, and the city's Vision Zero team for continuing to keep this important issue on your radar. Wouldn't it be a great way to commemorate this day next year with 0 deaths on Madison's streets? We at AARP are with you all the way in these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Next, we're going to hear from Robbie Weber from Madison Bikes. Robbie is a former alder who now serves on the board of directors for Madison Bikes and also on the city's Transportation Commission. She's been working to improve transportation policy and infrastructure for walking and biking for over 25 years. Robbie?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you to everyone who has come, and I hope that this message gets out to many, many people. I wish we didn't have to do this day. I was shocked to hear the mayor say that 46,000 people last year were killed in motor vehicle crashes. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people, and if we had any other consumer product that had that kind of safety record, it would be off the market in a week. But we accept this year after year after year. 46,000 people last year is extremely high, but every year, approximately 30 to 40,000 people, year after year after year, are killed in motor vehicle crashes. Every one of those shoes up there represents someone who died in Madison in the last 5 years. They're no longer with us. They can't contribute to our society. They won't be there for Thanksgiving or Christmas or any other holiday that anyone would love to see their family. I also have watched someone be hit by a car right in front of me. I was at a busy intersection 2 blocks from my house waiting for the bus so that I could go downtown, so that I could then get on a plane and go on vacation. And I heard a sickening braking sound and then a thud. And I looked over and there was a man laying in the street. Right in front of me, at a very busy bus stop. This happens every day. We don't often hear about it. We hear about a lot of crime in the city, but we don't hear about the traffic violence. This is taking people from us every day. Vision Zero was initially conceived in Sweden with the idea that humans make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but those mistakes should not result in death and injury to people on the road. We have to design our streets so that when people do make mistakes, whether they're driving, walking, biking, whether it's children, whether it's anyone who just is trying to get to work, or someone who just didn't see the light turn because their bike had a stick in it or something like that, that should not result in death. Everyone makes mistakes, but we need to design our roads so that those mistakes do not result in injury and death. The city has done so much, and I am so appreciative that they are taking this seriously. Many cities around the country do not. They just accept these traffic deaths as the price of doing business and going about our daily lives. So the city is taking this seriously, but we have so much farther to go. If you walk around or bike around or take the bus in downtown, it seems like we're a great city to get around without a car. But if you go out to the edge of town, it's not like that. The roads are busy, it's hard to cross. We recently were discussing a road that has a high school and a middle school right off of it, and a mall just kitty corner across the street. Those kids go across the street to that mall, I can guarantee you. And each of those roads, including turn lanes, is at least 6 lanes wide. And they're going across at lunch hour. I am astounded that we haven't had a serious crash there. But that's the kind of intersections we have to deal with and the kind of roads we have to deal with every day all over the city and all over the United States. So we have a lot of work to do, but I very much appreciate everyone on city staff and all of our supporters across the city who are taking this seriously, and I hope that one day we will have no shoes up there. Thank you.
Thank you, Robbie. And thanks again to all the members of our Vision Zero Task Force who are with us. I also want to thank city staff who do this work every day, from the folks who think about the design of our streets and make the changes, to the folks who do the enforcement to the folks who do the education. We need everybody to be part of this effort, and we need you to be part of this effort as well. So today, let's remember the folks that we've lost, and let's commit ourselves to make change so that we don't lose anyone else. In the unforgettable words of Mother Jones, pray for the dead and fight like hell for the living. Thank you. We'll take questions if there are any. No? All right, thank you all again for coming. Appreciate you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.